Hi, Cindy. Phoenix Ryan. Welcome. The music's a little loud. There's Rowdy. Howdy from Rowdy. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. And I got myself some cherry lemonade here. And got a little cherry on top right there. See the lemonade with the little cherry on top right there? I mean, how could you miss it? I mean, it's only black and white. Anyways, here's our bigger object also captured right there. That's the front face of it as the stuff's going around it, and there's little Nibiru or satellite moon, whatever, draped in a bunch of plasma. And that was our thumbnail, and that's today, the very closing of today's 6/11, at the very tail end of it. So let me just go to the next frame. Boom. Boom. And you see it leave the screen. All right. Opening frame of 6/11/2024. All right. So here's our opening frame. And we're just going to, looks like a little light bulb here, huh? Light bulb with a little filament in it right there. All right. We're going to go ahead and start the little movie, and then we'll let that play for a minute while your trained eye observes before I start pointing out anything there. A lot of plasma being discharged today as well. I mean, when you look over here on the red side, you can see it still glowing as it leaves the screen. So that's some glowing hot plasma. And then we also have our sun diving comet. And we also have activities, long duration event right here going on. But our main event is this one right here at the very tail end, right after the little sundiver goes in. And then boom. So we catch the opening frame, and we're just going to waltz right through this. Anybody remember how to waltz? It's a 3-step: 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. All right, here we are. Opening frame, light bulb. Looks like we have something right here, and then another one right here that's still got plasma, attached to it. It's still dragging plasma out with it. All right, now let me scoot this down a little bit. Almost looks like a cross right here. Let's zoom in on this one real quick before we start getting in too deep here. I just wanted to show you guys. Look at this cross right here. All right, so we're going to go next. Boom. And you can see this little guy right here, this little round one, still got some glowing plasma around it. Dark little core right here with plasma around the edges of it. Let me back it up. It's a little bright. Let's go right about there. And you can see it moving on out. Then look at this jagged ribbon of plasma that's still here. You see that? All right, now when we zoom out and get it over on the difference model here, look at this zigzag of plasma right here. And I'm going to back it up. We'll watch it come out. All right, so here it is right here, this little ribbon of plasma that's streaking back through there. And then we're going to march forward. And you see the little tail ends all bunched up and squiggly right here. Also another one sneaking through there. Oops, watch. Then in comes our sun-diving comet. That thing's got quite the head on it and quite the tail on it. Big old streak going through there. All right, so there's our thing. Wait. No. We didn't get all the way through it. We were right about there. Yeah, all right. All right, we had this little one right here sneak in. Right here. You can see the plasma built up behind it, the little core right there. All kinds of stuff. I'm not even pointing them all out. Now here's our main event right here at the very tail end. So we're at 22:36. It jumps to 23:12 midway through our event. All right, now what's going on is our bigger spheroid is right there going off the page and coming back on. Here's the little satellite moon that's around it. Let's see, maybe we darken this just a tad. You got to remember, this spheroid is black. It's super, super dark. It doesn't reflect light. But when plasma drapes over it, goes around, it shows you the contour of where it is. It's this circle right there. And when I brighten it back up in this little region here, you'll see the top of the circle. Right here is our black sphere, our bigger one with its little satellite moon right here, Nibiru or whatever, engulfed in a bunch of plasma right there. And you can see it right here. Please explain to me why all this is all black, blinding the camera, white plasma, this whole big old blob, and there's one black dot right in the middle. How you could miss this? The only way you could miss this is by not understanding and not knowing what you're looking at. And for the people here at this channel, it's pretty much plain as day. UFO? No, that is a celestial body rotating around a much bigger black hole type neutron star binary dead twin that's so dense it doesn't reflect light. But when it interacts with the sun, so the plasma latches onto it, especially its little magnetized moon satellite here. You're looking at Nemesis and Nibiru. Okay, the fabled winged planet, whatever. And I'll show you a better shot of this, captured, well, back when it first started interacting with the sun, or when God first showed me it. Okay. So Phoenix Ryan, awesome question. I'm glad you asked. Something else, we look at the flow, the way stuff flows over. Okay, the flow symmetry and asymmetries, how stuff wraps around something that would be round and spherical. Let me get over on this one just a tad bit more. Other side. You can see our plasma is draping and going over something round here. Okay, it's bending this. This light's coming out, bending and going this way. There's a big round spherical body right there. Kind of goes out of frame, off the page, comes back around, and then there's your little satellite moon. There's probably a bunch of little satellite moons around this one being one of the more dominant ones, or just happened to be on this side of its orbit. It's on this side of the bigger body here when passing by the planet. Maybe next time it'll be on the other side, or maybe next time it'll be, a different moon will interact. We never know. All right. There's just multiple bodies, is what I'm saying. Small ones, little satellites like this, and then our big player. Okay. There's a few big players, I believe, now. And I'll show you more definite images that are captured more defined. In fact, you know what? Let's just get right to that right now. Please, Lord, let this open up one more page. One more page, please. We can squeeze one more page in there, can't we? Because this flow is very important that you understand how it's bending light. Okay, that plasma is light. Okay, it's bending light. Oh, give me the favorites here. Bingo. You see this big black round spheroid right here? It's in the same position right there as it is right there. It just has a little moon interacting with it here. And then in this image, the moon's right here, wrapped in plasma. That's what this little glowing spot right here is the satellite wrapped in plasma with your bigger black spheroid back behind it, okay? And you see the flow asymmetry, see how it bends and goes over the top? This stuff hits it and splatters out. It splatters out in a circular fashion like it's hitting a round spheroid object. When we have that splattering effect, this broad reach, from way up here to way down there is the same as what this broad reach from way up here to way down there. There's your black object. And if we were to pull it over on this side, you see this stuff bending going over it, right? just like you see right here. It's the same thing. It's just hiding back behind the plasma. It's black and doesn't reflect light, so any light out in front of it is really going to blind it. But you can't miss the little moon. I mean, it's black and white. And you can see it pretty clear on this side over here. All right, and then there's your bigger object back behind this. All right, and it's so big and so dense that it doesn't reflect light. All right. The way you see light is it comes off of the sun, hits the ground, bounces off the ground, and goes in your eye. Well, if the ground absorbed light, you wouldn't be able to see the ground you're walking on because the light wouldn't reflect back into your eye. That's what makes this object so hard to see for these guys, because it's basically invisible. The only way you can see it is when it interacts with the sun and plasma drapes over it, much like a tablecloth over an invisible table. Here's your invisible table. It's a spheroid. You throw the tablecloth over it, which would be the plasma. It paints the corners, the edges, the contour of a three-dimensional spheroid object. You got to remember, out in space, this is not a circle. It's a sphere, a ball. Okay? And bingo. Here, let me just refresh your memory here. That's today, 6/11. Okay. There's your solar report right there. Now let's come on over to the solar ham. Good, I've seen I lost my crowd. All right. Now let's get back up to here. So, ongoing proton storm, supposedly. Okay. Back here, did you see any proton storm? Actually, let's go into a little bit into tomorrow, the 12th here. Okay. There's the tail end of our explosion there. Do you notice any proton storm, really? I mean, a couple little specks, maybe, but it just doesn't seem like that's a big old halo, too. Huge halo right there. So it just doesn't seem like there's much of a proton storm going on to me. But who's to say? We'll see. Anyway, here's your GOES X-ray flux. There's the big events that we were looking at. Here's today's events that were really quiet. It looks really quiet here, but we had that big old object today. All right, that was yesterday. Sorry, this is today right here. And here's your little. This doesn't even look right because we have a long duration event going on during this process here on the 11th. This whole long duration event right here. And there's no sign of it on the GOES X-ray. Okay, so looks very quiet for today, but you saw the activity, all right? Now, X-flare potential at 10%. Let me take a sip here. Okay. M-flare 50. We had the X-flare, the 1.5 right there, and then the M9.5. All of them out of region 3697. Okay. Geomagnetic storm forecast, all green, but we'll see what happens there because lately we've been having, well, this stuff right here that's not forecasted. Okay, so even though this says there's no geomagnetic stuff in the forecast, we'll see, because when we look at this, our impact here, we're coming back down out of it, but this wasn't even really supposed to happen. So it's hit and miss. Sometimes we're getting our impacts when we're supposed to, sometimes we're not. And then we get an impact when people aren't expecting it. And, thank God this one wasn't, a very high one. And then I would expect we're probably going to see something else here in a minute, maybe. Well, maybe not. So, been very hit and miss on this lately. And we're down to, 5 sunspots here. None of them are beta, gamma, delta. Okay, so there's not very much X flare potential, yet we just had an X 1.5, and we're still having absorption. So, Okay, you see our auroras right now, nice and quiet and nice and faint. That's beautiful. I'll take that all day. All right, we don't need to be taking on any more energy. Let's read this real quick. As expected, the edge of the CME passed Earth on Monday, but the impact was fairly weak and did not generate the geomagnetic storm. That magnetic storm, I believe, would have been more intense if our magnetic field was weak. We had a strong magnetic field that day, and the impact wasn't the G2 that was expected, all right, or G1, whichever was expected. So even though it did not generate a geomagnetic storm due to our magnetic field being strong, as of this update, no other plasma clouds are expected to pass our planet. Okay, no other plasma clouds are expected to pass our planet, so the geomagnetic field should return to quieter levels over the next few days. Over the next few days, right here, okay? Now, if anything comes in and hits an impact in the next few days, it'll be, well, already happening. Now, I'll get to this. I want you to take good note of this because they're saying that this CME interacted with our IMF line, and that's why we're getting a proton storm right now. Does that look like our IMF line hiccuped at all? No. It didn't even really interact with our IMF line. It sure looks like that to me. And this is all heading away. So they're trying to say that this event today, you'll see, watch, we'll get there. Okay, so there's your big blast today. Even though it's blasting this way, the objects travel towards us. And when the radiation that they absorb goes by us, we get these geomagnetic storms out of nowhere. And it's not a CME, it's just the radiation that's trailing with our passing object. Okay, we covered that one last night. We saw that before. Now let's get over here real quick. Over here at spaceweather.com, and I will read the article. Sorry, Doctor, whatever your name is. I will read the article because most people are so lazy they won't click over here and read it. They need someone to read it to them, especially somebody who understands and can explain. So, look closely. It says, far side explosion touches Earth. That's the first I've ever heard of a far side explosion that's blowing away from us touching Earth. Now, protons are raining down on Earth's atmosphere today due to an explosion on the far side of the sun. The source of the blast was old 64, okay? Earth is connected to the sunspot via the Parker spiral, which guides energetic protons from the far side to Earth. Not from the far side, from this spot right here. Let me pull this open for you real quick. This quadrant right here is where we're magnetically attached with our IMF line, this area. Not around the other side of the limb. This is on the other side of the limb, and it had backsplash that came back and gave us a proton storm. This proton rain is on the verge of becoming an S1 class radiation storm. Okay, from the CME, the blue in the opposite direction. A far side explosion touching Earth now. Okay, I'm not arguing that that's what's not happening or happening, but take note. We are now having explosions that are going away from the planet, far side explosions that are somehow giving us an impact. Okay? And they're saying it's because it's connected to the Parker spiral. That's what their explanation is, okay? I think it's because they don't know that these objects, that when they do pass by the sun, like this, boom. Now, as it approached the other side of the sun reached out and latched onto it and fired a shot at it as it approached. Then as it's going by, because look, we're missing frames right here. Okay, so as it approaches, it fires it off, but then as it passes by, the explosion's still going that way, right? Because it was coming at us from down this alley, like this, past the sun, right? In a left hand or a right hand direction at this plane. It's going by like this, right? Back behind here, when it first approached, is where the explosion went out at that way, but the object is still traveling this way. All right, so it goes through the explosion and keeps traveling towards us. Okay. And we always see the effects. Every time we see effects when this thing passes by us. All right, so there we go. There's that. Let me get back over here. So usually we're attached right here. So somehow a far side explosion is giving us, is causing our D region to light up. Okay, so let's get over to your D region here. Okay, got it loaded up here. Oh, maybe not. Reload. Okay, now we just witnessed one of these proton events a couple of days ago, right? I didn't report on it, but I'm sure you all saw from other channels the proton event that happened and caused this thing to light up. All right, well, here we are going again with our latest absorption, D-layer absorption, all right? Boom. You see that little glow? It's like the sun, because I don't think... All right, you see this right here? Wait. I want to see on the blue one here. Where's the blue one? No. Let's go C3. Where's the C3? Can I get C3 on this one? Well, right here. Let's play this. Can we? Okay. You know the snowstorm effect? Where is it? Where is the proton snowstorm effect from this far side blast? Okay, where is it? Because last time this thing was sparkling and lighting up, every time this D layer lights up like this, the this thing is covered with speckles. All right. Could we go back a week or something, or well, that's on this one. But if you look at the day before yesterday on the C3, it was all sparkles and speckles, right? Here we go back, I guess, to here. What was it? The 8th, because it affected the 9th. Yeah. See all our speckles and stuff? That's a proton storm, all right? Where are all these supposed protons in this ongoing event that's supposedly from the backside hit? I'll let you guys kind of decipher this and think it through a little bit. All right, because it could be from the protons, but I don't see any. I mean, an event this strong would clearly, give us quite a little snowstorm, especially this strong, lasting this long. Okay, so we have an ongoing absorption event for some reason, okay, proton or not, but we are absorbing energy at the current moment, all right? Mostly in the northern poles, but you can see the southern pole getting a little intense down there. Blue all the way across indicates right here, all right? So we are having an ongoing absorption event. Even though there is no geomagnetic forecast, there is no strike or nothing. All right? There's no KP going off. So what's going on? The auroras aren't going off, but we're still having this event. I don't know. Maybe it's just very weak protons, and you can't see them or something. But just very odd. It almost seems to me that one of these objects that's fully charged or whatever, electronically charged, when it passes by, our D layer latches on. Magnetically, we get a little exchange when it passes by, and even though it's not bright and glowing like a sun, it still has thermal and radioactive properties, and would light up the D layer like this. Just interesting how now we have a far side explosion affecting Earth, and protons are raining down. Yet where are the protons? I don't see any of them raining at all. I don't know. Just odd. Okay, moving on. Let's get on over here to our Schumann, okay? Now, as you can see, we got a little bumpy ride going here. We had some good continuity, and then pressure built up, and we had a snap. There was a very violent breaking of the pressure. Let me, I can't zoom in on this one. I think you guys can see it pretty well. Let me just kind of pull it up a little bit. This little break right in between the first line right here, there's a break, and then our white part. Okay, so we had a little buildup of pressure. It started to grind, but then released really quick. This little line in there. In fact, maybe we'll just do it like that right there without the arrow in their way. So that little line in between shows that pressure started to build up. We had a quick release of pressure, and then a quick build up right back and started grinding. So it started to grind, release real quick, and then grind pretty good and taper off. Start to build up again. See the taper off and then building up again, and then a quick release. So we had two quick releases here. Can you see them? It started to build right here. We had a release. Then we got good pressure, grinding starting right there, tapered off, started to build again, and a release. Now we have good continuity, a little bit of pressure starting to grind there. Now we have good continuity again. So we've had two good releases, either volcanic blasts, well-placed earthquake, just a buildup and a sudden relief of pressure, a tapering building back up, and then a quick release again. So current conditions, you can see we're still kind of grinding. When you look across these lines right here, you see them kind of going this way. It looks like it's scraping, huh? Well, it is. Barely scraping a little bit. Pressure builds up just enough to cause it there, and then it releases. All right, so we're cruising along, but we're right at the verge of scraping. You can see it all through these lower, going all the way across. All right, so pressure's right there. We're right at the verge of building pressure and grinding again, so pressure's high. Now we come on over here to the null school here, and get this going with the winds. You know what? Let's check our polar vortex. We haven't looked up really high in a long time. Yeah, nothing going on. But let's see the southern hemisphere. My God. Oh, look at this. Southern hemisphere going bipolar. Its polar vortex has a sub-vortex. Remember how we were doing polar vortex reports with sub-vortexes? Well, the South Pole having a sub-vortex latch on there. And what's going on here? Not enough yet, but almost. All right, now back to ours. Get us back to our upper jet stream. Okay. Place it right there. So you can see our upper jet is basically coming off the Alaska, Northern Pacific here, across the North Pacific right here into the Pacific Northwest, and across mostly the country. The southern flow kind of staying separated from the other upper jet right there. Let's go down a little lower to your lower jet stream. Here's your correlation, this big circulation here, feed and stuff right across the northern plains. There's a split right here, taking some across the east coast and the rest north up into Canada. Your correlation between your upper jet and now your storm level. Okay, and right now the country's kind of good shape a little bit. Everybody in Florida prepared to swim or get a boat or maybe move out of Florida because it's about to be submerged after a week-long deluge. It's going to be flooding on a level that'll, well, what we're about to see. Okay, now also look out here in the Pacific. Look at this big old storm grinding away out there. Meanwhile, we still have, excuse me, this flow where it's like pointing right at the coast and then turns and goes right down. Almost like there's this wall right there or something, stopping everything from going across and pushing it south. See what I'm saying? It's just odd. Anywho, you can see we still have this flow coming off the Gulf, going up through the middle part of the country. All this moist, hot water right here. All this hot water is making for a lot of moisture, warm, moist air going up into cold air up in the northern part of the country there. And then look at that thing. I think we're good on that. I need to get you over to the. Oh yeah. And where were we? Sand here. We'll look at the sandstorms real quick here. Big old plume right here, still blowing a lot of it across the Atlantic Ocean. This big old arm reaching out, but then it turns and doubles back and goes this way. Right. We also have very dense plume going up by the Caspian. Of course, we have the one over the Gobi Desert as well. Ongoing sandstorms have been going on for a while. Also, I want to take you to right there because it highlights it a little bit better in red now. So you can see, this sand is all over the place. Okay. And these are particulates where water droplets adhere to as well. So not only do we have ash, SO4, we also have sand, particulates, dust. Here, look, microns, 1 micron, 2.5 microns. The bigger stuff, like sand. Here's organic material as well. And then your SO4, which we don't really want to look at that right now. So back to this right there is what I wanted to point out, because where was it that I was looking at here? No. Oh, yeah. Look how intense it's getting over here, over India and stuff. How thick and dense it is in this region and all along the coast right there. And then you can see it just spewing all the way across, getting caught up in the weather pattern there. Okay, so there's that. The ocean's next. No, SO4. Or SO2, sorry. Now, let's get to this. This is our SO2, the gas that surrounds the magma down below. Okay. Here we have America, the country divided. One side bleeding out, got patches here and there. This other side, little patchy, little spots here and there, speckled, little perforations in the crust. Whoops, we forgot to go whoosh, like that. There we go. And it's creeping down into Mexico, the whole East Coast. It looks pretty light right there. Are we on the right day? 11th? 2300 local. Good. It looks a lot better than, it could be a lot darker, so that's good, I guess. I'll let it sit there for a second. You can take a look at your part of the country and, evaluate where you think this is all perforations in the crust, little tiny holes, little gaps, whatever, where the magma is pushing up against the underside of the crust. It wants to come out, but there's gas in the way first, and the rising magma pushes the gas out of the little holes, out of the little vents first. So all this gas you're seeing is coming out of little cracks, little perforations, little splits in the ground, all over the place, all over on that side of the country. And then over here, a lot of these are like old volcanic sites that are, again, starting to, become active and, spew SO2. Okay, we have this region right here above the Bay Area that's venting SO2. There's the Hawaiian Island. Sorry again, I haven't had much rest on this last year. Oahu, still spewing mainly. And then over here at the main island, we got a little puff of SO2 coming out of there because the volcano's going over there. Okay, let's adjust for their daytime. All right, yeah, they're looking a little more pressure here. You can see how dark it is right through this region, all up through China. Our little release valve here, Taiwan, has SO2 coming out of the ground as well. It's relieving pressure via the earthquakes in the area, and it also has a vent where it's allowing SO2 to come out of the ground, causing that hot water anomaly to not be so hot. Okay, it's relieving the pressure. It's like a little relief valve. It's been acting like a relief valve for a while now. But what I want to kind of do here, we always come down and we look at Java here. This is our other relief valve. You see a lot of gas coming out of this region, okay? We have multiple volcanoes here, all right? And then here's Sumatra. Look at all the SO2 coming out of the island of Sumatra here. All right, so not only is it having earthquake activity and volcanoes, it has new volcanoes popping off. Okay, now look in this archipelago. See this island right here? Look at all the SO2 coming out of this island. See this island right here? Look at the SO2 coming out of it. All of these islands in the archipelago are bleeding SO2. Do you guys see it now? This big island right here, we haven't had a lot of quakes because of SO2 coming out of the ground in this area. And look here, Northern Australia, big old dark spot right there. A lot of volcanoes starting to come to life in this archipelago here. Look up here. See these little islands right through here? This one, long one here, has some SO2 coming out of it. Really dark spot right here coming out of this northern island of the Philippines there. Okay, China got some serious issues. They're going to have land collapses. They're going to have big splits in the ground. They're going to have sinkholes, probably swallow maybe 10 square miles, 50 square miles sinkhole, enough to swallow a city. They're going to have some serious issues. Same with India here. You can see that they got a lot of SO2 bleeding out of there, out of the ground there. It relieves pressure, but it also is an indicator of pressure. The darkness of it shows you that we have some pressure going on. The darkness of Java here shows you we got some pressure going on. All right. Now, okay, so the ocean. I want to get to my SST. We were. Whoa. We had. Okay, that's good enough, I guess. All right. This region here, we watch this big yellow plume grow and get dark yellow or really bright yellow and start to intensify. And now it's reduced. It's kind of reduced in air or reduced in, size and in strength and intensity. The size of it is still there. And it's encroaching on the west coast here, all right? See this little pod coming out, reaching out here. But this whole area that was all once yellow, look at this. Do you see this lone spot right there? Out in all that cold water, there's one spot that's just really hot, right? We have a new perforation in the crust. We have a new vent. This vent, I bet, has helped relieve the pressure in this lava field underneath that was growing and increasing the temperature of the water in this area. I think we have a new vent right here that has popped open and has released a lot of the pressure in this region. Okay, and I told you we saw on the Schumann an instant drop in pressure. Well, pop, a new perforation, a new hole in the balloon would do such an effect. Now, we've been looking at this area for a while. This is brand new. When we talk about holes in the skin of the balloon, all right, that's like an example of the perforations in the Earth's crust that are allowing heat, pressure, SO2, magma, whatever, to come up from below and vent up through the surface. I'll let you guys be the judge, but this one's not really too tough, you guys. Can you see it? Doesn't that look like a new hole in the skin of the balloon? Maybe even two. Small ones starting to grow here. Okay. Seems to have released the big yellow, fat yellow bar that was right here. That was getting so scary. And look, a little perforation, a brand new hole in the crust right here. It seems to have relieved some of the pressure in that area. When I saw this, note something else here going on now. This is the island or the peninsula of Kamchatka, where we have 4 volcanoes going off. And now we're starting to see underwater venting here along this island. Okay, this is starting to shift and change to different places. All that pressure and stuff that was down here, when this popped, I think maybe it allowed stuff to flow through channels underneath and pop up in new regions like here, like here. What the hell is the hot water doing off the coast of Alaska here? You want to see what else changed? Get ready for this one. Well, I'll hold on to it for a second. We got to cover some of the other stuff. Look in these bays up here. This is really cold water. It's getting hot. Okay, we still have our spot here at Japan, spewing nice, underwater vent, relieving pressure in this area so they don't get a 9.7. You see these islands that I was showing you that had SO2 coming out of them and stuff? We got pressure building in some of those regions. Look here at our relief valve. We got cold water right next to our relief valve. Here's Taiwan, our other relief valve. We got cold water right next to the relief valve because they're doing their job. A new little spot right here. See, this is an island. See the island? So we got something going on this island here. It's going volcanic. Okay. Now, this is where we're starting to see a big yellow bar grow right here, right where a lot of our hurricanes are going to be coming off the coast, gathering strength here, bringing, well, no matter what they bring, we could see anything from here start to move up, flare up from a 0 to a category 5 in these hot waters right here in the Gulf. Okay, this is getting concerning. We have all kinds of weather heading towards Florida and all kinds of hot water right there off the coast. So it's going to be very moist, very wet. You got a lot of water is evaporating. You got to think of that too. When you see this hot water, that means it's evaporating up into the air, adding more water vapor content to the air. The percentage of water mixture in the air is getting higher. Now, as we get up here towards Greenland and all of this hot water off the coast of Greenland, Newfoundland here, okay, we got this big old plume here. We got this big old plume here. And look where else we're starting to get hot water plumes. Massachusetts. Jeez, that looks like Long Island to me. A lot of people in hot water. Oh yeah, look down this way too. You know what goes on in this region, right? That's where our capital and stuff is. Look at all this hot water happening off the coast here, the East Coast. Not necessarily so much down in here, but look right up through there. A lot of expensive homes up in there. A lot of criminals own a lot of property in that area. Okay. So, probably a good idea to maybe get out of that region. Not just because of the hot water, because of, well, what's coming down on that region. They're spiritually bankrupt. And then look at this. This is like a little arm reaching out, ready to touch the coast here, okay? And everybody's been talking about Juan de Fuca. Well, look what's right there at the Juan de Fuca. Yeah. So even though it's, it's not one big yellow bar, it is encroaching on the West Coast here. All right, so it's important guys start realizing that maybe you want to get back away from the coast. Mike's been trying to tell you that the humidity levels on the coastlines are going to be so bad and so high, the air will be too thick to breathe. You will have to go further inland to find drier air, higher elevations to drier air with less water content so you can breathe it. Okay, so and we're in June. We're 2 weeks into June. Well, almost 2 weeks into June here. Wait until July, August, September, October. What's it going to look like in September and October? The whole thing will be all yellow. It'll be all one yellow blob all through there, probably. I pray I'm wrong, but. All right, so kind of a good little report a little bit tonight. As far as this goes, reduction here looks like we have a new perforation point. It's pretty obvious. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. You're pretty smart here. But clearly it looks like we have a new relief valve. Something going on right here that's relieved a lot of this pressure is what it looks like. All right, coming over to the earthquake report. The USBS. Okay, so here in our deep region, oopsie, here in our deep region, no deep quake for today. Okay, we had 3 deep quakes here yesterday, so we're still seeing residual energy at the surface from our 3 deep quakes there yesterday. And what do we have? 5.2 at the surface on our boundary. Okay, relieving energy. I don't think there's anything further south of that. No, okay. Then going into our system right here, SO2. Where'd you go? We were right there, yeah, okay. So, over here by Java. Oh, it's this guy right here. All right. So here's Fiji, our deep quake region. Okay, there's no deep quakes there today. But look at this island right here with two volcanoes spewing SO2 right here. And that is this island right at the entrance to our system. So when pressure builds up, as it tries to enter the system, we got two volcanoes right here that are or two good whether they're volcanoes or not, two good spots that are venting venting SO2 right there on that island. Now, further up, we got our 4.4 down at 109. That's a little deeper, okay? Here we have a 5.2 down at 117. That's still a little deeper. Aha! A 5.1 at 120 and a 5.2 at 117. There's some energy right there. It's not being scrubbed off, but that's 5 energy down at 117. There's activity going on this island right here. There's our big island. Whoops. All right. Here's our big island right here. And our earthquake happened on the little curvy one. On the little curvy one right here. No SO2 coming out of here, but we had an earthquake right there that relieved energy. The island, the big island itself right here. See, it's got spewing SO2 here. There's volcano there, a couple other little vents that are spewing SO2 all the way down the island, a little bit on the coastlines. Okay, so this activity is relieving some of the pressure in that region, and we're not having quakes right there as much. Okay, this whole region quiet today, but look where we have our quake, right at the Sunda Strait, at the mouth of the Sunda Strait, plate boundary quake, 4.5 at the surface, right there, right at the mouth of the Sunda Strait. We have Krakatoa right here, Semeru, and then another one up here, Marapi and Merapi. Semeru and Marapi there, Krakatoa here, and we had a quake at the boundary surface, 4.5, relieving energy at our relief valve area. And you can see it working. Boom, relieved energy. Boom, relieved energy. We got SO2 there, SO2 all through here. We come up to this little island right here. Bingo, we have our 4.5 down at 20. That's almost the surface. It's a little bit down there, but right here, 4.4 down at 29, or fulcrum point quake. There might be another. All right, fulcrum point quake, relieving energy right there. Look at this little guy. Cool little island. Here, let's go on vacation real quick. Look at this one little strip of land. There's a building, little road, big old pond, and an airstrip. On the rim of a volcano. All right. Cool place, huh? All right. Let's continue on. And then we'll get up here into Korea. Look at this, 4.3 at the surface in Korea. I showed you there's SO2 and pressure in that region, and now Korea is starting to have earthquakes. 4.3 at the surface there. Take that down. Look at Japan here, surrounded by quakes. We have our underwater vent going off right here, as well as 4.2 down at 31. 4.8 at the surface right there, relieving energy. 4.7 down at 62 there. So a little flurry of quakes in this region right here, relieving energy. Some of them are a little deeper. We'll get over to that side in a minute. Let me finish off here. This is 4.9 at the surface of China. And a 4.1 down at 102 here, fulcrum point quake down in these mountains here, Afghanistan. Coming over to Greece, we have a 4.1 at 9, so that's even closer to the surface. Energy being relieved there. We need a lot more being relieved there. Nothing on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It's a little concerning. We should see more activity out here along these plate boundaries as well as along the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, relieving pressure. Okay, there's pressure in those regions too that needs to, needs to be relieved too. All right, let me continue on now. Get over to the, whoops. No, I did not press that. Over to all magnitude for the U.S. Take that down. Thank you. Now, we have all these volcanoes and hot water, dealing with the pressure in this region. As it comes in here, remember we have our new little spot here that's relieving pressure. So energy that comes to this point, a 4.0, gets relieved right there. And then as it gets up to the fulcrum point, there's nothing much bigger than our 4.0. There should be a matching one here and then, diminishing down the side. But it's not happening because we have our new little spot there. A new little pinhole in the cushion. Sorry, I got sticky stuff on my mouse and it's making my button stick. All right, there we go. So 4-point energy isn't really getting, making it up here because this new little vent spot here is going to be relieving a lot of pressure for the West Coast, it looks like, for a minute here. Get back to that one. And our little spot right here, okay? Note, it's this little middle segment right here, the peninsula. It's directly off of that. So we go our little middle segment of the peninsula out here. So right off of this, right where the plate boundary is, right around there is our new vent. And that'll take any kind of energy that's coming in this way and relieve it right there before it gets to the fulcrum point and makes it over. Our energy that's making it over is 2.3, 0.3. Whoops. Let's get into Upper Washington here. You guys have an activity there. Sultan, Washington, explosions. In your little valleys here, 2.0 there. Here's Mount St. Helens having a little activity there. A couple little quakes there. Oh, a few of them. All right, indications that magma moving around down underneath that volcano. All right, when pressure builds, it tries to push up underneath this. It's all plugged up. There's a big old plug in there, and it can't explode again. So anytime pressure builds, we just have some rumbling around it. Okay, and even when it's plugged up, the rumbling here it might cause stuff within the in a region just around it. So this right here might be from pressure in the region. 2.0 down at 3. Yeah, that's really close to the surface. Then we have this in this little valley here. Huh. All right, moving on down the coast. Fulcrum point comes in right here. If it doesn't hit out in the ocean, sometimes it gets inland. 2.0 energy. That's really good. That's really weak. I like that. Here's your next little relief valve here in Northern California at the geysers, relieving a lot of pressure there in microquake activity. Thank you. Come on, you can do it. Now, along this Hayward fault line again, we're seeing it's not big activity, but a 2.4 here at Pablo, California, 4.9. This is along these Hayward fault lines that all parallel the San Andreas here. And we've been seeing activity through there a little bit lately. So a path of least resistance in that area. And just little microquakes coming down. What's this? 2. Okay. Searless Valley out here having some microquake activity, relieving pressure. That's good. This is up by Tom's Place, just south of Mammoth Mountain, having some activity. No, Nevada. All right, now coming down to our Cocos Plate, we have this 5.7 at the surface on the boundary. This is beautiful. 5.7 right here. Probably, oh, it's not a fulcrum point, but damn near close. You see our zigzag right here. So boundary quake, 5.7. Don't want to see anything too much bigger than that. I mean, we could see a 6 but anything too much bigger, we don't want to rattle that plate loose. We want to have pressure relieved, but nothing too big. 4.9 here, down at 16. You know what we do with 4.9s here? We change them into 5s because that's a 5 down at 16. $4.7 down at 181. And I believe that's it. We can take a peek real quick into Hawaii. And look at this. Some microquaking going on here. That's good. Relieving energy. 2.2s and 2.3s. It's good. 2.6 right there. Yeah, good. Relieving energy in that area so we don't see another volcanic eruption. And with pressure building, I see activity starting to pop up here. Little red dots starting to grow on the map here. So pressures, we're seeing activity currently. 3.1 out here. Good little cluster going off here. Dominican Republic here, or Puerto Rico. Bunch of 3s out here today. A little increase in magnitude in the activity out there. It's usually 1s and 2s, but a little increase in activity. Oh, that was that 5. Huh? What happened here? Right at the tip of this plate boundary. Bingo. Okay, so that's it. Let's get on over to our volcano. All right, here we have Ibu. 7,000. Luatobi, 110,000. Semaru, 15,000. Fuego, Novier. Nevada del Ruiz, 19,000. Sangay, 19,000. Reventador, Novier. All right, let's get into what was yesterday, or what was today that was now yesterday. Skip an ad. And there's the 11th. 59 currently active volcanoes, by the way. 59. I said 54 yesterday. There's an increase. It's 59 currently active volcanoes. Not 1, not 2. 59. Ibu, instead of 7,000, it blew to 20,000. That's a huge blast out of Ibu. 20,000, that's a lot of pressure right there, just relieved. Luatobi, 10,000. That's another big blast out of Luatobi. Semaru pushing its maximum at 15,000. Marapi that we were talking about on Sumatra, 14,000. Ducono, 9,000. Fuego, 16,000. Nevada del Ruiz, Novier. Reventador, 14. Sabancaya, 24. You know what would be cool to have is all the blasts for each one every day, and add up all the 1,000 footage, right? And you get a total. One day would be, your total in 1,000 footage would be, say, 250,000 was your total out of all of the volcanic blasts. This 9 plus that 7 plus this 15. Say you got 250,000 was your total at the end of the day out of all the volcanoes and all their heights. And then to be able to do that every day and see the increase, at one point where, you know, all these blasts would add up to 250,000 and then it would drop to 20,000. But then you would see it jump way up to, you know, 500,000. And you could tell your waves of pressure. You could see your pressure increases by the totals, the grand totals you would see. But we can also do individually, you know, that's what we're doing here. We see increases individually too as well. So let's go back up here. So that was basically our report there. 14, 16, 19s, couple of 19s in there. All right, so a lot of pressure being relieved through our volcanic system as well, and our new little vent right here, it seems to be. And this going on up here too, up at the Conchagna. That might take out a lot of pressure. You know, pressure travels up to that fulcrum point and then tries to come across. If it's all relieved here, it's not going to let much energy come across. And what energy does, it's going to run into this thing. It's going to relieve a bunch of it before it can make it up to the fulcrum point. Hopefully this relieves more of this pressure out here too, because we don't want to see a big old quake right there. And that's what they're talking about. So. All right, moving on to our forecast now. You guys are troopers. Let's get through this. All right, let that loop play for a second. Okay. Cramp at my shoulder. Ow. I'll let that load up real quick here. What the heck? Did you see that? Ow. Okay, opening frame. Nighttime of June 11th. There's the morning of the 12th, noon, convection, nighttime. So basically Florida. Everybody in Florida, take heed. It's your turn now. So starting right now, they're already having rain down there and flash flooding already. So there's current conditions, and it just goes through the morning, intensifies during the noontime, gets convective and gets severe by convection. Nighttime, still residual effects. You got severe nighttime weather up here in Wisconsin. There's the morning of the 12th, still down in Florida. Noon, convection, nighttime. Nighttime nocturnal event here in Indiana, possibly. Okay. And it was weird. Just the other day, we were reporting how Louisiana and Mississippi was going to get hit over and over and over again. All of that's gone, and now it's Florida. So what we just saw, you know, hitting over here in Mississippi, Louisiana, is all gone, and now it's all headed at Florida. Now we're getting into the morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime. Nighttime, nocturnal activity, severe weather in Nebraska now, even up into North Dakota and South Dakota. Morning of the 15th, still severe weather there in Iowa now. Noontime, the 15th, convection, nighttime. There's the nighttime activity up in North Dakota, Canada, you guys. Canada is about to turn into a new tornado alley. Look at this. Morning of the 16th, noon, convection, nighttime. Here we go down here a little bit. Morning of the 17th, noon, convection, nighttime. Look at this thing growing right here. Oh, what is this thing going to do? You see severe weather back here with snow on the backside right here, and this pinched off right here. Big old low. That's the nighttime of the 17th. Morning of the 18th. Look how it pushes up here. Severe weather up into northern Minnesota. Noontime. This right here, this morning time activity. If that really pulls this off, you see this big low and this cold air, one little pocket come in here and pinch. Boom. And then blend in and shove that up there. If that happens, that could be very violent activity. North Dakota, Minnesota up in there. And that's in the morning hours when people are just sleeping, so that'll be precarious. Morning of the 18th, everybody in that region, watch out. Noontime even. Convection of the 18th. Look at this weird pinched off tail. Whoa, what? So morning of the 18th, noon, convection, nighttime. Wow. Look at this. This is a 997 millibar low. This storm front right here could be very, very dangerous. Nighttime of the 18th. We got a quasi-linear front here with the potential for your discrete pop-ups out in front of it. And then it splits kind of like this, heading up into Canada in the morning of the 19th. You people up in Canada on the morning of the 19th, don't be subdued by this image right here. This is going to be quite a doozy heading up towards you. And then this pinched off tail down here in Kansas and Oklahoma, morning time of the 19th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 20th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 21st, noon, convection, nighttime. Look at this. There's your low right there on the morning of the 21st, noon, Minnesota, Canada, at noon, nighttime, or convection right there. And you see how this thing's wrapping into this comma shape, right? And then, bam, at the nighttime of the 21st, that's a severe looking hitting Minnesota, Wisconsin again, all right? Cindy, folks from Wisconsin, be careful. Take heed and take shelter when this stuff happens. There's morning of 22nd, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 23rd, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 24th, noon. Oh, whoa. Well, this is way out here, but watch as this hurricane thing tries to approach Florida on the 23rd. Boom. As if Florida won't be submerged by then, it will now. Boom. Morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 25th, noon, convection, nighttime. All down through that, I would watch out. Yeah, you see little isolated pop-ups here at convection, and then does that at nighttime. That's you got to watch out for. So nighttime of the 25th, possibly. That's way out there though. Morning of the or convection the 26th there, possibly nighttime. All right, so let that loop play one more time while I start canceling out some of this stuff. Oh, I'm gonna have to just cancel that one out, I guess. Whoops. Come back now. Give it just a second here. Oh, come on. All I was trying to do was X out of the weather page, turkey. Give it just a second. Here we go. Oh, that's why, because I had to switch to YouTube. All right, so those are some big hailstones, huh? Bigger than a truck? Or I just had to skip that and then get over to this. So we got all kinds of good stuff going on, huh? Big old objects interacting with the sun, causing CMEs. Let's see, where's this one? Here it is. You can see that face was a heart, a broken heart that kind of claps together into two and then forms that face. So there's a broken heart that created that entity. right there. There's layout. Let me pull up this one here as well. Oh, yeah. Here's the Revelation 12 labor pains. Okay. There's this lady laying on her back. She's an alien lady, like an ET. You see her eyes and her mouth here. And she's giving birth to the son. And every time there's a labor pain, she screams, ah, ah. Her eyes open, her mouth screams, and her little midwife here is like some cartoon character out of the Rugrats or whatever. Blow or breathe, or whatever. And you can see that going on there. Pretty crazy activity going on in the sky around me wherever I go. Looks like a little angel type thing there. Get something. Oops. Coming back here. Trying to exit out of that. All right, we're getting down to. All right, now we can start pulling up some better images here. And another one we need to kind of go over again. Is it here, man? See him in the clouds. Walking in the clouds. There are EVPs, electromagnetic voice prints, that are attached on this video from the spiritual realm. And we'll try to get one for you real quick here. The most audible one is right at the beginning here. So let's get you there. And it says, he is the Christ who's coming quickly. He is the wolf. I think. And listen closely here.
Oh. Holy.
It says, Jesus Christ is close.
Oh.
He is the Christ who's coming quickly. Hopefully you can kind of hear it in the background there. Now, this is the spiritual realm leaving a voice print on this man's video. He doesn't hear this audibly himself. It's picked up later on the video, on the audio of this video. Much like your ghost hunters ask a question and then you don't hear the answer until you play it back. All right, that's the same EVP. But in this one, it's a message saying Jesus Christ is close. The wolf, he is the Christ who's coming quickly.
Oh.
I'm trying to avoid the profanities as much as possible. I think it's right around here where we have 2 touchdowns. The first is a shadow, and then he touches down his cane, which is a lightning rod, a bolt of lightning. And in this one, it's saying he's here, meaning Jesus is now here, okay? I think it's right here.
Holy fuck.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So in that one, it says Jesus in the flesh right now, here. It's a now here. It's not two heres. It's now here. As in like here. This channel. Here. Okay. 5 times this shows up in this video. I'm going to mute it out a little bit. We'll just kind of let the video play. I'll do a little bit of... He is the Christ who's coming quickly.
Holy fucking shit, guys.
He is the wolf.
Oh no. Holy fucking shit. I don't think we're going to be able to get video of it because it's about rain now. Holy fuck. No, I don't know.
The last one scared him, and he closed the door. Whoops. The last one startled him. Whoops. I don't know. All right? That's a real event. That should be making headlines all over the world. You know what's really kind of disappointing about all this? Is all this buildup and all this excitement, and it's really happening, and no one seems to give a shit. It's really kind of disturbing to me that nobody... I mean, it's plain as day that it's going on now. And it doesn't seem like, it means anything to the world. They're all looking for this and looking for that. They're looking for the rapture, yet there's no word rapture in the Bible. Whoops, I was trying to capture that one little moment there. Slow it down just a tad bit more. But here we are in that season, in that time. The actual thing's going down. Okay, been captured by all kinds of people all over the place. These faces, my face showing up by the clouds and the moon. This happens to be me walking around with my cane. All right, decrepit, old, beat up old man, and I have to use a cane. It's copying me. It's how I walk. And right there, there's an EVP attached to it. Nobody else watching this caught that. Nobody else knows about that stuff. I do. I knew exactly what to look for. I knew where to look, too. And how to slow it down. It's in a different dimension. It's playing at different speed than you're used to hearing. That's why I had to slow it down so you could grasp it and hear it. This should scream volumes. Why it just gets passed on by, it's beyond me. It's clear as day what's going on there. You don't even have to hear the EVPs to see what's going on there. Okay, so there's this. Okay. That follows me everywhere I go now. This started happening on Easter 2020 here. Okay, that's when this was taken. And This is very recently. We also have this event as well.
Or burn evolved? Which is better for a guy who wants to burn fat and build muscle?
Oh.
There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a 28, 29, 28, 29th. I have got me a better quality camera to catch this thing in the sky. And holy moly, I am scared. I'm scared, but I'm not going to trip because I've been catching this thing for a while now. It's very ominous. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. It's a huge face.
What is that?
Looking right down on us. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit brighter. There he is. There's the moon. Oh, I lost it. There it is. Let's see if I can get a better picture on the moon like it's supposed to. Is my hand in front of the thing or something? All right, here we go. Here we go.
He's zooming way in.
There it is.
Look at that.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
What is that?
Oh, it makes it so clear.
There it is. It is February.
Okay,
28th.
so we got several people. Well, yeah, well. Yeah.
Okay. Also, let's just get right here. It's important you guys understand this is real stuff, okay? The more you grasp
Might tell us
how real
this is.
this is, you will start to get comfort. It might be disturbing at first, but
Here we go. All right. It just looks so. I don't know. It says December 21st, 2023, 1:45
that's the wrong
a.m.
date. Wrong date. You saw that it was the actual video. The guy took it on February 29th, Leap Day, at 1 a.m. Actually, when we're doing our show and I'm doing my readings is when he was recording this event. And I would like to get the video playing here, Mr. BB. Can we do that?
And there's the face.
And he says right
This
there.
is not an app.
Here, let me listen to what he says.
It's a face. Everybody's out here.
This is 1:45.
Everybody's out here looking. We're coming out here to see. But I gotta get this. Y'all see that?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now, hold up. Let me zoom so everybody can see it. Nice. Zoom on it. Hey, y'all need to call somebody. Yeah. Tell them we're
Call Joe Biden.
out here, what we're looking at.
Tell him he's in big
Hey,
trouble.
y'all see this? You see it, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there it is. That's a nice,
Woke him up.
crispy face. Hey, somebody got another phone? I don't want to be the only one recording this.
Start recording this, Roger.
Yeah, you gotta get this, we're all out here. We're just out here looking. There's a dog, even the dog's tripping. There it is.
Okay. This is the original video.
All right, so this guy seen this face up there before, okay? So he went and got himself a better camera to capture this. And I bet you after he did, he's probably sorry he got the camera.
Analyzing this
He's
is because
probably
I've had
tripping.
at least two. Anything that
All right, there we go. There's a good crystal clear image. All right. And, well, that's my face. And it's a younger me back when I was kind of in my prime. Okay, that's my face. I recognize my own face. I'm not trying to be braggadocious or, hey, look at me, blah, 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 blah. No, it's way different than that. Okay? I've been going through some very extreme paranormal activity in my life. All right, stuff that is way beyond most doctors, most police, most everybody's comprehension. They do not understand. I keep trying to explain it to them, but it's beyond their, well, beyond their grasp. But it's not beyond everybody's. There's some people here at this channel who have figured it out. Okay? So, we got that. Oh, we can get, I want the theater mode. There we go. So we can pop back and forth. So we got that one. We got this one. Put that on theater mode too so we can see it a little bit better. Okay. We don't need that one anymore because we got that. And then what else can we do, Lord? What was the other one you said you wanted me to do? We're looking at another one here. Oh, no. It was in the bookmarks. Light and face in the clouds.
Or
Yeah,
there's something else, maybe weather manipulation. It's terrifying.
Terrifying, huh? All right, there's my face again showing up in the clouds. Okay. So showing up all over the place by the moon and the clouds. You'll see signs in the moon, the stars, the sun. Walking around, striking lightning at the cane, hitting the ground. The staff. Okay. Then let's do one more real quick. We'll get over here to my channel. And pull up this one. And there's the baby. We got a better, it's a little closer. There we go. All right. The spiritual being that was born in my garage entered me on October 4th of 2017. And ever since this day, my life has turned upside down, backwards, inside out, basically inside out. All right, so there's that one. No, maybe not that image. We'll do a different one. We'll do this one. I know which one. The one with the heart. It has been quite an ordeal I have been through. Excruciatingly painful. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, all three at the same time at a level that is just really hard. Let's get, where's the one spot where we're going a little bit better right there, I think. Right there is good. All right, there's Jesus in the clouds, pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart is radiating out these waves, and these waves are making my face in the clouds now. Before it was all these other different kind of faces and stuff. Now Jesus's heart is making my face in the clouds with a crown. Okay, and then the clouds started mimicking me taking pictures of them. All right, so what's that about? Why would the clouds mimic me taking pictures of them? Why are they making my face in the clouds? You know who's making all these faces in the clouds? Jesus is. His heart. He's making all these little things that we're seeing in the clouds happen. Okay, it's not geoengineering. It's not HARP. You can tell exactly where these cloud formations are coming from. Okay, they're coming from right here. All right, so we get to see all that. Now let's do a little reading here, shall we? I guess we could start right there. I need to take a couple of deep breaths, get set up. So while I'm doing that, you guys get in your little spots, do what you do, get set up, curl up with your loved one. Some of you in your car, some people curl up with their pet. Take a few deep breaths with me. A deep breath all the way in, hold it for a few seconds, and then let it out nice and slow. Oh, even a good moan or a sigh sometimes helps relieve a lot of that tension, okay? We're in a time now that is very intense. It's very hard to deal with. We are seeing stuff in the news and on my show that is very disturbing. This would drive most people into an insane asylum. And if you're not in that insane asylum after watching all of this, it's because it's really working. You are able to ingest this far out material without being phased to the point where you have lost it. You're actually finding more of a sound mind through this than the people who are dealing with society without this. Imagine the people without this, how they're having to deal. Okay. Now, I've been trying to teach you about salvaging your day. Okay. Every day is a test. Every day has positive and negative in it. And once the negative hits, if you just allow that to continue to rule your day, you're going to just dwell in misery and depression, okay? We are in the salvage business here. I want everyone to repeat verbally, I am in the salvage business. Say it to yourself verbally out loud so your ears can hear, and you will hear confirmation of you saying, I am in the salvage business. I try to salvage my day. Okay? That's salvation. Proclaim my salvation day after day. What that means is practice this art of salvaging your day. Practice that day after day. That's proclaiming my salvation. I'm teaching you how to salvage, so proclaim my salvation day after day. You're practicing recovering your day every day now, aren't you? Some of you are. Some days you don't have to, but most days, especially these times, we have to salvage the day. Shit, it could be from one moment to the next. How many salvages do you do per day? Is it just one? Because sometimes you have to do it twice. Sometimes it's all day, one after another, after another, after another. Okay? But proclaim my salvation day after day. Practice salvaging your days day after day. You need to recall the truth of the gospel every single day. By grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not of your own doing. It's a gift from me. It's not a result of your works. It's a gift from me. These images I give to you. This. Come here. Come back to me right here. This. Priceless right here. Priceless image. I should be making billions and billions of dollars off it. No, it's free. It's my gift to you. Okay? I give this as a gift. And then you can give it too. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And when you give this gift to somebody else, it blesses you as well as the other person. Do you see how important that is in sharing this vital information? The most important information we've had in the last 2,000 years, and everybody bats an eye at it and goes, where's he at? Where's the rapture? Should be any time now. Well, it is. It's happening right now. If you know what to look for, you pay attention. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting off course here. We're practicing salvation day after day. And it helps by recalling the truth in the gospel, knowing that by grace you have been saved through faith, and it's not of your own doing, it's a gift. It's not a result of your works. Now, this truth is countercultural. It's very countercultural. This backward ass world tells you that you have to work at being good enough. Your own fallen mind and heart will agree with these screwed up messages unless you're vigilant. Your own fallen mind and heart will agree with these messages unless you are vigilant. That's why Scripture warns you to be alert. The devil is the accuser of my followers. Anybody starts accusing you, you know exactly who they are. Because if you're my follower and they start accusing you, that's the devil. Because the devil is the accuser of my followers. His accusations discourage and defeat many Christians. So remind yourself of gospel truth frequently, okay? The spiritual truths that you're finding in the scriptures, in the gospel, okay? The spiritual truths, the gospel truth. Okay, the best response to this glorious gift I give you here, this glorious gift of grace, the best response is a thankful heart that delights in doing my will. It is vital to proclaim the gospel not only to yourself, but to the world. Declare my glory to the nations. Seek to share this good news both near to family, friends, and coworkers, and far to the nations. All peoples need to know the truth about me. Let your thankfulness motivate you, energize you, and fill you with joy. Oh, blessed are those who have learned to acclaim me. The word acclaim means to express enthusiastic approval. Okay, it's not to, the awards, the Emmy Awards, the acclaimed winning, or no. The word acclaim means to express enthusiastic approval. It's approval. You're expressing approval enthusiastically. This is not your natural inclination. It's something you need to learn and practice. It's not natural to express approval enthusiastically. It's something you have to practice. Begin with your thoughts. Instead of thinking of me in boring, repetitive ways, ponder my glorious greatness. Ponder this. Think about this. What are you looking at? Ponder this. Who else has all of this stuff on their channel? You know who I am. And blessed are those who have learned to express their approval enthusiastically. Instead of thinking of me as boring, look at the stuff that I do. I spoke the world into existence. I formed people in my own image and gave them eternal souls. I created beauty in the world and throughout the universe. I am infinitely more brilliant than the greatest genius imaginable. My wisdom is unsearchable, and my love is unfailing. My wisdom is unsearchable. Quit trying to figure it out. You don't have it. So quit trying to figure it out and just know that I love you. My wisdom is unsearchable. Quit trying to search it. Just know my love is unfailing. You see these things that I'm doing here? See how I'm turning the world around? Where's the other one? I'll leave it there. My wisdom is unsearchable. You're wasting your time there. Just worry about my love, because it's my love that is unfailing. When you figure that part out, learn to think great thoughts of me and to express them enthusiastically. The Psalms. There's a whole book in the Bible. The Psalms provide excellent instructions in this quest. Okay? Go to the book of Psalms. Start reading some Psalms. To acclaim me also means to acknowledge my existence publicly. Imagine what would happen if everybody around the world found out that I was here and that you're all in big trouble. You might just slam the brakes on World War III real quick, huh? When you know what's gonna come down on you when you do mass murder like that? Yeah. What are you guys doing sitting here? Why don't you proclaim that I'm here now? Why don't you share this with everybody so we can help this planet? To acclaim me means to acknowledge my existence, my presence publicly. You are the light of the world because you know me. You know me now. You are the light of the world. God darn it, get out there and start shining. Proclaim me to the public. Let them know. Quit worrying about rapture. He's already here. He's already here. Oops. Swallow hard, choke, oh shit moment. Nobody seems to have grasped the oh shit moment yet. It's a joke. Well, this ain't a joke. And for the good students who were waiting for the teacher to return, you're feeling a sense of relief. Because you know that these criminals are about to serve. They're going to pay dearly. We could turn this around if you would acclaim me and acknowledge my presence publicly. Headlines, he's here, everybody. We could turn this game around tomorrow if everybody would just give one moment of trust and really realize everything that we've been waiting for has come true. What? Oh no. Can you feel my frustration? Do you know how hard it is to do this? You have no clue how hard it is to do this. Especially when you cannot say the phrase, those three words. Because those three words fly out and that moment, everybody discounts it. So, how are you to know when he returns, huh? When he proclaims it and you go, oh, you're crazy. So how are you going to know? To acclaim me also means to acknowledge my presence publicly. You guys know you are the light of the world because you know me. You know me as your Savior God. I want you to let your light shine before men. Tell them the wonders of who I am and all I have done. Send them to this channel. Point out all these things to them. You can do it. You can do it. I give you permission. You can take any one of my videos and post it out. If you're not sharing this stuff with your friends and family, shame on you. I want you to let your light shine now before men. You better get out there and tell them the wonders of who I am and all that I have done. Proclaim the excellence of him who has called you out of darkness into my marvelous light. And now you can rejoice always. Rejoice always. That's like the shortest verse in the Bible, but it is radiant with heavenly light. I made you in my image. I crafted you with the ability to choose joy in the hard moments of your life. When your mind is going down an unpleasant, gloomy path, stop it in its tracks with this glorious image, these glorious commands. See how many times each day you can remind yourself to rejoice. How many times can you remind yourself to rejoice? How many times can you salvage your day? See how many times each day you can remind yourself and rejoice. You got to remind yourself to rejoice, but then try to relax for a minute and actually rejoice. It's important not only for you to be joyful, but to think about specific reasons for rejoicing. What are some of the reasons you should be happy that you're seeing this? I'm not going to go to hell. There's a good one. That's like the big motivator right there. Eternal suffering. No. Why have that when it's easier to rejoice? Even in the tough moments of your life. Okay? Try to see how many times each day you can salvage or remind yourself to rejoice. And then reasons for rejoicing. Think about specific reasons for rejoicing. Peace, courage, sanity, everything. They can be simple. They can be as simple as my daily provisions for you, like food, shelter, and clothing. We all take that stuff for granted. Wait until you're homeless. You got one set of shoes, one set of pants, one shirt, and you're living in a tent that's got a bush that blocks the wind. Then you'll really be thankful for your food, your shelter, and your clothing, because those are the three necessities that keep you comfortable and alive. So, see how many times you can remind yourself of the reasons for rejoicing, like food, shelter, clothing. Okay. Also, relationships with loved ones can also be a rich source of joy. And since you are my beloved, your relationship with me is an ever-present wellspring of gladness. These joyful thoughts will light up both your mind and your heart, enabling you to find more pleasure in your life. Choosing to rejoice, it's a choice, okay? Remember, choosing to rejoice will bless you and those around you. It will also strengthen your relationship with me. That's what we're doing. We're building a relationship, aren't we? You guys are getting to know me. It's been a long time, so y'all forgot. So I got to introduce myself again so you guys get to know me. And I want you to know that I am your help and your shield. Pay special attention to pay special attention to the positive pronoun your. Okay? I'm not just a help and a shield. I am your help and shield. I'm yours. I belong to you as long as you want me. It's just so weird. So, I am your help and shield, but I am your help and shield for all time and throughout eternity. So, this is a forever commitment. Do you understand that, right? This isn't just a, overnight commitment. This is a forever commitment. And then let this forever commitment strengthen and encourage you as you walk with me through each day. And I will never leave you or forsake you, and you can depend on me. Because I am your help, you don't need to fear your inadequacy. Okay? I caught myself doing that today. I was so inadequate. Oh man, I failed miserably. I got my test today. My test was so painful, brutal. It's unimaginable, and I usually take it in stride, but today I tripped. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't. What's the term I'm looking for? I suffered through this too, okay, you guys? I'm walking alongside you as I go before you, as well as alongside you, so I'm experiencing this stuff every day personally myself. So that's why a lot of this stuff it comes right off of the street. I go right into my notes and just dig out what I learned today, and hopefully it applies to what you went through today. So I was inadequate today. I had this, well, it wasn't fear, but it was a fear-based. I was angry, which does come from fear. I was angry because I was inadequate, so I was a little fear of my inadequacy. And when the task, okay, because I am your help, you don't need to fear your inadequacy. You don't need to, okay? And I caught myself doing it, and I went, oops, I don't need to do this. Take a few minutes. Jesus, help me with this. Okay, Holy Spirit, remind me I don't need to worry about this. I'm not inadequate. I'm not being judged on that. Okay, so it took me a minute. Okay, so I know you guys are going to struggle with that one a little bit too. Okay. So because I am your help, you don't need to fear your inadequacy. And when the task ahead of you looks daunting, rejoice that I stand ready to assist you. Okay. Today, everything was daunting. Every step, every breath was daunting for me. And it's hard to rejoice. It's really hard to put a smile on in those daunting times. And that's your challenge, is to rejoice that I'm ready to assist you. All you see is the daunting. You forget that there's assistance waiting right there. So when the task ahead of you looks daunting, stop for a second and rejoice and know that I stand right next to you, ready to assist you. Okay? I forget to do that to myself sometimes. Okay? Openly acknowledge your insufficiency, kind of like I'm doing right now. I'm openly acknowledging, I'm confessing, hey, it happens to me too, okay? Openly acknowledging your insufficiency, kind of like I did, and trust in my infinite sufficiency. And you and I together can accomplish anything as long as it's in my will. You definitely need me as your shield. I protect you. See, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the spiritual realm you don't know about, okay? I protect you from many dangers. I protect you from physical, emotional, and spiritual dangers, ones that you're not even aware of. And sometimes you're aware of my protective work on your behalf, but I also shield you from perils that you never even suspect. Okay, there was stuff that you didn't even know was going on behind the scenes that I shield you from, that you didn't even suspect. Okay, so find comfort in this assurance that my powerful presence is watching over you, isn't it? My powerful presence is indeed watching over you. All right, right there, it's watching over you. Right here, watching over you. Right here, even though I'm walking around through the clouds. Oh, come on, you can't pop this up. That's what I hate about slow computers. You want to click from one thing to another, but then it won't let you. So we'll just go on to this. But every single one of these is me watching over you. Come on, YouTube. What, did you fall asleep there? Come on. This is me watching over you again. Okay. Wow, it took that long for it to do YouTube.
That this is, you know, an elaborate hoax. And
this one's
I gotta be honest, I'm not completely sold on this.
You're not completely sold on that. That's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. BB. We'll just get back to this one. Thank you. I was trying to X out of that. Lovely how YouTube just kind of glitch, play some audio. Don't do this. Yeah, well, in my kingdom, there aren't glitches. Everything runs nice and smoothly, perfectly, the way it's supposed to, the way it was designed. Everything is designed perfectly, so it's not a bunch of waste. And that's why it's so hard for me to deal with this fallen world. It's very, very frustrating. When you push a button, it's supposed to activate, right? You push the button engages something, right? What happens when you push a button and it just doesn't do anything, and you push it again and push it again? It's just non-responsive. It'll work for everybody else, but it won't work for me. It can be very frustrating sometimes. So. Now, we're getting back to business here. Openly acknowledge, like I did, my insufficiency and your insufficiency sometimes, and trust in my sufficiency. You and I together can accomplish anything as long as it's in my will. Okay? Most important that you understand that. Sometimes you're aware of my protective work, and other times you're not aware that I protect you from perils that you never suspected. So find comfort in the assurance of my powerful presence, now watching over you. You can fear no evil, my cherished one, for I am with you. Cling to me, beloved, for my right hand supports you. When you hold on to me in childlike dependence and childlike trust, you are demonstrating your commitment to me. I use difficult times to refine your faith and prove that it's genuine. See, I have a way of proving that it's genuine. I use difficult times to refine your faith, and that's what proves that it's genuine. As you cling to me in the midst of your adversity, your faith grows stronger, and you are comforted and transformed. So as you cling to me in your adversity, your faith grows stronger, you're comforted, and now you have peace. So having endured various trials, which you guys have endured various trials, you gain confidence that you can cope with future hardships now. All right? It's not as bleak as it was looking, you are starting to gain confidence that you can cope now with future hardships. Future hardships, or any hardships, you dread them, you hate them, you don't like working through them, these hardships, but now you can start to gain confidence that you can cope with these hardships now. It's all about your coping skills. I am teaching you guys coping skills. Did you know that? What else do I got here for you? Yeah. Understand you guys have endured various trials and you've come through them, haven't you? So if you've come through these trials, you've endured these various trials, you have gained confidence. You have gained confidence that you can cope with future hardships. You gain hope, you gain confidence. You're coping with hardships with my help. You realize more and more that I will always be available to help you. So in the middle of the night or in the midst of your tough times, remember that my right hand supports you. This hand that holds you up is strong and righteous. There is no limit to how much support it can provide. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, don't give up. Instead, look to me in my strength. Be assured that my powerful hand is also righteous, and what it provides is good. So do not fear, for I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand and keep you strong. That's a whole different lesson on a different plane. How did that get in there? All right, that was the closer, I guess. How did I get in there? Wait, I got a little bit more here. That goes in a totally different section, but this can go right. This can be our closer, I think. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Now, you have received this new birth, okay? You're a new creature. You're seeing, you're experiencing, you have a foundation. Your belief has been taken to knowing you have received new birth into a living hope through resurrection from the dead. I died on the cross to pay the penalty for the sins of all my followers. However, if I had remained dead, your faith would be useless and you would forever be spiritually dead, or, quote, still guilty of your sins. So, before we got here, you were spiritually dead. You were still guilty in your sins. And if I had remained dead, and if I didn't come here in the flesh, sit down at a computer and talk into the phone and with my videos, you guys would not know. You would think I was dead. However, if I remained dead, instead I came back in the flesh, your faith would be useless. But it's not useless because I'm real. Huh. Oh, now your faith has been solidified. Your faith would be useless and you would forever be spiritually dead or still guilty in your sins. So, of course, it was impossible for my death to be permanent because I'm God. And as I stated clearly to those who questioned me, I and my Father are one. When you see me, you've seen the Father. I am your father. I am your brother. I am the one who walks in front of you, walks next to you. I and my Father are one. My resurrection is an extremely well documented historical fact. Except it's not taught in history, where the historical facts matter, in school. Like, so you would have a good trajectory to go on in your life. And the fact that they took this out of the school has put you guys at such detriment. It has set this world on a suicidal course because you took it out of the schools. You should have known this stuff when you were a kid. It should have been embedded into you. But of course it was impossible. All right. My resurrection is an extremely well documented historical fact here. Come on over here. Let's go back. Come on, bring it. I'm going to type it in when you can get there, YouTube. Come on. Boom, right there. Right here. Let's just get it right. I'm trying to get that birthmark right there. Boom. Okay. Angels told me about this. I didn't know about this birthmark. They told me this is a mortal wound I suffered in a previous life. I got stabbed in the side in a previous life and died. Okay, I was stabbed in a previous life and died by a stab wound in the side. And I'm back and I'm alive. I wonder who that could do that. I wonder who can do that. Okay. My resurrection, reincarnation, kind of same term. My resurrection is an extremely well documented. It's not just a couple of notes here, a little here, there. No, it's an extremely well documented historical fact. There are landmarks all over the world that still stand from that period. And everybody believes, oh, it couldn't be possible. What is wrong with our society? Oh, it can't be possible, except all these historical sites still exist to this day. You understand how this just could be very frustrating sometimes. But know this, understand this, that my resurrection is extremely well documented. It's a historical fact. And in fact, here's your proof right here. Okay? 3 faces in this birthmark. I'll show you my ID. I got the birthday. I got the birthday, the birthmark. I got Mary and angels hanging out in my house. I got all these Jesus in the clouds everywhere I go. Geez, you ought to come to my town. You'd probably flip out. You'd go, oh my God, he's in this town. But the people in my town don't look up. They have no clue I'm in their town. Yet this stuff happens over their head every day. If only there's damn cell phones. Everybody's so buried in their cell phones. My resurrection is extremely well documented. It's a historical fact. And this miraculous event opened the way for you. Yes, you. Here at this channel. This miraculous event opened the way for you to experience new birth. Remember I showed you that baby? New birth. By confessing your sinfulness and trusting me as your Savior, you have become one of my own, walking along a pathway to heaven. Because I am your living Savior, quote, living Savior. Be no good if I was dead, right? Or if I was just a cloud. What good it would be if I was just a cloud? How about... I am your living Savior. You walk along a way of living hope. You're walking on a pathway of living hope now. Did you know that? Did you know that you guys here at this channel are on the pathway of living hope? Unlike anybody else on the planet. The light of my loving presence shines upon you always, even in your darkest, most difficult moments, especially in those darkest, most difficult moments. So look up to me, beloved, and let my brilliant love light pierce the darkness and fill your heart with joy. Okay? Let my brilliant love light pierce the darkness and fill your heart with joy. My resurrection is extremely well documented. It's a historical fact. You're just all waiting for me to come back. Well, guess what? Been back for a while. You know what's funny is that they're all talking, oh, like a thief in the night, like a thief in the night. And, well, we see all these signs already, so how could he be here like a thief in the night when we already see the raptures around the corner here? 7 years now I'm going on this. 7 years I've been here doing this for 7 years. Like a thief. Been here for 7 years. You just now finding out. Like a thief in the night. You're all expecting, oh, there's going to be lights in the clouds and there's going to be all this music and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's me in the clouds right there, okay? If you want to be part of this raptures thing, well, the word rapture's not in there. It talks about being caught up in the clouds, caught up with me in the clouds. Well, here's me in the clouds. It's fascinating. It's intriguing. You get caught up in it, like caught up in a good song, caught up in a good book, caught up in a good movie. What do you think the term caught up means? Levitated? Levitated? How this got into the minds of people through Hollywood, thankfully, and left behind. You better read the Bible and find out who really gets left behind. Harpazo is not in there. It says you're caught up. Means caught up in the moment, caught up in the song, caught up in a good book. Have you ever been reading a book that's so good you can't put it down? You got to turn the next page to find out what happens. That's caught up. You ever been to a rock concert and they're playing your favorite song and it's the favorite part and you're jumping up and down with your best buddy or your girlfriend or something? You're caught up in that moment. That's what caught up means. And if you see this image, you see this face right here. I'm telling you, this is my face with the crown on it. I recognize my own face. This is me in the clouds. You are caught up with me in the clouds. You're fascinated with me in the clouds. You're caught up with me in the clouds. And you've met me in the air. We are in cyberspace right now. You cannot reach out and touch me physically, but you can hear me and you can see me. We have met in the air of cyberspace. I want you to ponder that. I want you to think about that. Everybody's all disappointed that they're not getting levitated. Well, at least you're getting caught up. At least you're getting what you would call raptured. The raptured part is the feeling that you feel down inside when you finally know for sure. There are no more doubts. You are solid. You're rock solid. You got that foundation. You know for sure. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. There are no doubts. Now you are free to go forward and live. build on that foundation, share that foundation, spread that foundation so other people will have something to build on. If sharing my channel embarrasses you, you better read your Bible about being embarrassed about me. Okay? Let me be embarrassed. You can send them here. I'll embarrass myself in front of them. If they don't like it, then that's their problem. But it's important you guys start pointing people my direction, because we're running out of time. I think you can tell we're running out of time. We're reaching the finish line. How many people do you want to bring with you? Start sharing this with them. All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting to the point of frustration. I'm not really frustrated with you guys. You are my family. You're the ones that are doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's just hard for me to grasp how the world would not want this gift. And I think the only reason why they don't want it is because it's not being spread around enough. I'm only one man with a shadow banned channel. And you can see why it's shadow banned. They don't recommend me. You got to search for me. You got to find me, or I find you. But it's not for my viewer count. It's not for my like count. It's for their sake. It's for your loved one's sake. Oh my God. All right. Please understand how important it is to share this and the message that goes with it. We are in that time. I am here. I don't know what else you expect. It's really happening. And right here, we're enjoying these moments together. You guys are finding that comfort. You guys are finding that peace. Don't you think some people out there could use it too? So it's important that we share this and give it as a gift to the people that you love. All right. You don't even have to do the video. You could just come over here and pick out that one little Christmas gift video. All right. When I'm out and about and I run into somebody out in public, I show them this image and they go, wait a second. Hey, I was worried I was about to die here, and I was hoping that something like this might be true, because it looks like we might all be close to dying here. We got Bozo at the helm here letting the Russians fire their subs right at our shore. I wouldn't be worried about life and death. Expect to die. That you're here on this earth living, expect to die. Everybody's expected to levitate up in the air. No, the wages of sin is death. We're all going to have to go through that process. Some of you will meet me before you die. Like now, right? You will see me before you taste death, and not taste death, all right? So most people see Jesus after they die. Well, now he's here alive, and you can see him without tasting death yet. Just want you to know I've been in the deep study about the little rapture. The catch away is all through the Bible. You know, catch away. Enoch is a type of ad, Shadow, and Elisha, so just know it's about to rock the world. Okay, I like that. Thank you, Vonda. Good. And thank you, Kung Fu Grasshopper. We got some good people here tonight. Jimmy was here. All right. Yeah, Harpazzo Jimmy. Everybody likes that term, but they're warping it. It's caught up. It's being enthusiastic, intrigued, interested. You're caught up in this. I've never seen anything quite like this before. It's intriguing, it's interesting, and this guy is teaching me something that's really useful too. I wonder if he could be this actual person. The moment you trust me, something magical happens in your life. Okay? I love you guys. I miss you guys. I gotta go. Until my next video, my next show, I will be back. I am already back. I am already here. Like a thief in the night, I snuck in the window 7 years ago. That's how sneaky. 7 years. And you guys are still waiting for it. You're like, what might happen any day now? He might show up any day. Shit, man. It's been 7 years I've been doing this stuff. All kinds of stuff going on around this world. You haven't seen the signs? It's so funny because they were so interested back then. What would be the sign of your coming? Can you tell us some more of them? Can you tell us some more of these signs? What other signs? What other signs? What other signs? Well, shit, there'll be this, there'll be that, there'll be this, there'll be floods, there'll be famines, there'll be this, there'll be that. All of those will be indications that I'm here. All of those signs will be indications that I am back. And they're all over the place because I'm back. And you guys have nothing to fear. You're my family. I love you guys because you give me 5 minutes of your time. Shit, you guys gave me 2 hours and 32 minutes of your time. You're some dedicated followers. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to be in the salvage industry, to be that light and teach others and to spread that joy. Okay. You guys are awesome. I love you. I miss you. And until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. And I'm still to come. Hey, guess what happens this next election? You guys might not get a president. You might not get a president. You might get a real leader. Imagine that. All right, till my next show, I'll be back. Bye.